So at this time, we are going to bring another visionary to the stage. I cannot even begin to explain the passion that comes from his lips when you talk to him. He's just full of life and full of joy, and he's just ready to tell a story at the moment's notice. He's so welcoming, so open, and I am so grateful that I've had the pleasure to cross paths with him. He also has a documentary that he is selling here called The Payback, and I will let him expound on that a little bit more. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Romell Ayo to the stage.
How's everyone this evening? I don't normally do this. I'm generally, as of recent, behind the camera. And I'm a writer as well. I'm working on 3 screenplays simultaneously. One is about my grandfather, who was a root man from the southern part of this state. I don't know if you people are aware or know what a root man is. Does anybody have any idea what a root man is? That's a person that works with natural herbs and they stick to the root of the African way. These people were shamed and beaten because of their gullah diet. We sounded we come from Africa. We were shamed, but it made no difference. We stuck to the old ways. And we're here to tell the story. I'm trying to find this poem. It's a poem by one of my favorite poets. Not one of them, he is my favorite poet. His name is Khalil Gibran. Anybody here is familiar with Khalil Gibran? Yes. Yes. The Prophet. I'm going to read a poem about love. I think that's one of the missing elements in our struggle today is love. Love for your brothers and sisters. Love in this journey that we're on for redemption and reparations. My film is called Payback. It's a reparations story, an American tale, and it featured Mr. Jackson's family. He was brave enough, they were brave enough to open themselves so I could come in and see the full story. And it wasn't all pleasant. These people were slaves in modern day America. Can you imagine that? We think of slavery as something that happened in antiquity. That's not true. We were sharecropping. And at the end of the year, you had nothing to show for it. So you were a slave virtually. And you did everything at the behest of these people that controlled your destiny. But somehow we struggled. He has an uncle who owns part of the land where they were enslaved now. Yes, he does. That shows you what determination can do for you. We can do this thing. Black people in America, I see them as similar to a battered wife. She loses self-esteem, doesn't think she can do anything about her condition. And when I say reparations to a lot of black people, they look, they start to tremble. They don't think that we can do it, but we can impose our will on this country. We did it once before, and we will do it again. But we have to galvanize ourselves, join forces with each other, and use universal law. Yes, they made a movie a while back called The Secret. Well, the secret is that it came out of Kemet, what you call Egypt. That's African people. These laws, they changed the name of the man who put this thing together. His name was Imhotep, triple genius, architect, counselor to the pharaoh, a doctor. The Egyptians, the Greeks sat at his feet to learn medicine, philosophy. Yes, he was an African. They changed his name. Makes no difference. He was who he was, and he is who he is. Imhotep. Say it. Conjure him up. When you speak a person's name, you raise them from the dead and the unforgotten. Say his name. Imhotep. Imhotep. Say it again. Imhotep. Come on. That's your ancestor. They thought he was an extraterrestrial. They said a lot of things about him. But he was way ahead of the crowd. Yes, he was. I'm trying to find this poem, and I found it. And it's on love. Then Almitra said, "Speak to us of love." And he raised his head and looked upon the people, and there fell a stillness upon them. And with a great voice he said, "When love beckons to you, follow him. Though his ways are hard and steep, and when his wings enfold you, yield to him. Though the sword hidden among his pinions may wound you, and when he speaks to you, believe in him. Though his voice may shatter, though his voice may shatter," you'll never know when someone's going to call you. Okay, I'm going to finish. "And when he speaks to you, believe in him. Though his voice may shatter your dreams as the north wind lays waste the garden. For even as love crowns you, so shall he crucify you. As he ascends to you, as he is for your growth, he is also for your pruning. Even as he ascends to your height and caress your tenderest branches that quiver in the sun, so shall he descend to your roots and shake them in their clinging to the earth. Like sheaves of corn, he gathers you unto himself. He thrashes you to make you naked. He sifts you to free you from your husk. He grinds you to whiteness, and he kneads you until you are pliant. And he assigns you to a sacred fire, that you may become sacred bread for God's sacred feast. All these things shall love do unto you, that you may know the secret of your heart, and in that knowledge become a fragment of life's heart. But if in your fear you would seek only love's peace and love's pleasure, then it is better for you that you cover your nakedness and pass out of love's thrashing floor into the seasonless world, where you shall laugh, but not all of your laughter, and weep, but not all your tears. Love gives aught but itself, and takes aught but from itself. Love possesses not, nor would it be possessed. For love is sufficient unto love. When you love, you should not say, "God is in my heart," but rather say, "I am in the heart of God." And think not that you can direct the course of love. For if love finds you worthy, love directs your course. Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. But if you would love and must needs have desires, let these be your desires: to melt and be like a running brook that sings its melody to the night, to know the pain of too much tenderness, and to be wounded by your own understanding of love, and to bleed willfully and joyfully, to wake at dawn with a winged heart and give thanks for another day of loving, to rest at noon hour and meditate love's ecstasy, and to return home at evening tide with gratitude, and then to sleep with a prayer for the beloved in your heart and a song of praise upon your lips. That's a different kind of love. I'm going to read one more. This is on children. And a woman who held the babe against her bosom said, "Speak to us of children." And he said, "Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life, longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, they belong not to you. And though they are with you, they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life does not go backwards or tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he sends and he bends you with his might, that his arrows might go swift and far. Let your bending be in the archer's hand for gladness. For even as he loves the arrows that fly, he so also loves the bow that is stable. Thank you very much.